What's up, guys? All right, so today's video is going to be not really like our normal video. We basically just went to the store right now to go get a couple things, and something that we were very excited about and hyped for, and you know, it's the holiday season, so we were excited about it. The crazy thing is how we were just treated. And what I mean by that is just the racism is crazy right now, like through the roof, over the top. And the crazy part about it is, like, if you really think about it, you guys, when we are born, we literally do not have a choice how we come out, what color we look like, whether we're light, whether we're dark, whether we're mixed. Like, that's not on us. We literally come out how our parents created us, and how I don't understand how that's not good enough for somebody when they literally are exactly the same way. This just what we just went through and experienced just brought up a whole lot of memories, and Conrad and I were just sitting here talking like, man, like I told him about things that I dealt with racism and, you know, growing up as a kid. Babe, you go ahead and let them know, because I'm not gonna speak for him, but he's mixed, you know what I mean, and he's gotten both sides of it. And having mixed kids that also don't look African American has been a huge thing for him, and just in our family since I've been around. Like, it's already, I've experienced it so much, and I've only known Conrad for 3 years, you know. But it's been hard for me to even watch being married to him and being a stepmom to these girls, like, and the boys. It's just been really, really hard. But I know that he said he's been through a lot too.
Basically, growing up in the town where I grew up in Pennsylvania, grew up in the city, so obviously, you know, one good thing about going to public schools in the city is that you are able to, you know, be around a lot of different cultures, a lot of different, you know, colors of people, different races, you know, just different ways of life. And although, you know, you joke about certain things when you're growing up with your friends and stuff like that, there's always going to be some type of stereotype and stuff like that. But it does prepare you as an adult to really, like, value people for who they are rather than what they look like, or you know, what background they come from. Growing up in York, other than the city, there's a lot of places on the outskirts where, you know, people of color aren't really welcome, and people aren't afraid to, you know, let you know that you're not welcome.
But that's another thing I don't understand. Like, why do you feel like you're entitled to say these things to me?
They just... When
I didn't choose to be this color, and even if I did, hell yeah, I'm brown. You know what I mean? Like, I still would choose brown because I'm a Latina, and I love that. That's something that I value about myself. But it's crazy how somebody will look and see that as a reason not to like you, a reason to not respect you, a reason to not treat you the same as anybody else. That's just so crazy to me.
Well, people are raised that way, and, you know, it's one of them things where it's almost like it's not their fault, but it's not okay though either. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just because, you know, your mom or dad or grandpa or grandma, you know, raised you to not like a certain race, or to think that your race is superior than other races. It still isn't right, you know what I mean? And and I encourage anybody that sees it, experiences it, or anything like that to stand up for it, you know what I mean?
And that's where my situation happened. Like, so when I was younger, I grew up, and it was where I actually grew. I grew up everywhere. I moved every 2 years, and I feel like that's why I've been always so, like, outgoing and so personable and able to meet people and just kind of click with people right away, is because we moved a lot. But because of that, I wasn't really ever able to, like, hone down somewhere where people could really get to know me, really get to know my parents, really get to know our family. Like, it's just always been on the move type of thing, which, like I said, I mean, it's a pro and it's a con. But with that being said, when I was in 6th grade was when I really, like, experienced it for the first time, where I really, like, understood it. Because growing up, my mom's Mexican Syrian, and when I was younger, everybody, like, would tell her that she wasn't my mom. And it was the weirdest thing, because she was lighter skinned than I was. And, like, growing up, I had this, like, blonde hair. That's why I have blonde hair now, because even though my natural roots are dark, but I always grew up with lighter hair, like, my entire life. And people were like, oh no, like, you're not her mom. Like, Latinas, even my own people were going after my mom, like, saying that I wasn't her daughter because we didn't have the same skin complexion. And that's crazy to me. Like, what? How are you gonna tell a mother that that's not your child? Like, where do you think that that's okay? But that happened a lot, but I think I was too young to really like understand that. But when I was in 6th grade, you know, not to toot my own horn, but toot motherfucker, no, I'm just kidding. But I was in sports. I was always very active, and I was always the girl who was the only girl picked in sports, like at all. It was always like all guys for basketball, all guys for track, all guys for soccer, but I was always the only girl that would be chosen for the teams. And I got kind of like bullied about it, that I was Mexican, and it was mixed crowd. There were Asian people, there were African Americans, there was Latinos, yet I was the only person who was picked out of this crowd of kids, and the coach literally called me a beaner, like you're a beaner, and I didn't know what that was. And so when I went home and told my mom that had happened, she was like, excuse me, like who said that to you? Your teacher, or was it one of the kids? And then once the teacher had said it, everybody started chanting it around me. So like I didn't even know what it was, because I was still young. I didn't understand what that was. But then I realized that was racism, and that was really the first time that I had come across it as a child. And then after that, it happened a few other times where I would walk past the classroom and somebody would literally yell "beaner" out loud as I'm passing someone's classroom. And that was like my first thing. But what I wanted to kind of piggyback off of what Conrad said was, like, you guys have a voice, you know, especially right now. Like, it is kind of, you got to be careful about who you talk to and what you say, but always speak up for yourself and always speak up for other people. A lot of times other people don't have the voice you have, and that's where I definitely I've done that my whole life. I hate seeing people get bullied. I hate seeing racism. I hate seeing any of this stuff. So when I do, naturally, I'm forced to kind of jump in a situation, because do you remember? There was a little Latin baby, okay? I don't know whether they were Mexican, Dominican, whatever, but he was a little Latin boy, and he was playing, what's it called, with toys at Savers at the store. And this older lady comes over and she goes, "Pick up all those toys." First of all, this is not your son. And the toys are literally right here where the kid is playing on the floor while his mom is shopping, right next to her. She comes over and literally kicks it as hard as she can at the little boy. And she was like, "Mexicans, like what? What? You literally just kicked a toy at a little boy. Like, when is that ever okay, you know?" So I know with the girls, baby, you could talk about that. Like, they deal with this on the daily. Like, they get bullied every single day about, oh, you do this, oh, you talk like this, oh, you wish you were black. Like, these girls are, like, they are black. They do have black in them, but people are just so like ignorant and don't take the time to really get to know somebody before they just come out and just spit word vomit, you know? But
yeah, I mean, the kids definitely, you know, grew up in the same town, you know, that I grew up in, and they actually started off going to school on kind of like the outskirts. I remember Tia being little, and you know, her hair, you know, she's biracial, so it's not fully, it's like a thicker, coarse, right, it's not hair. Fully like, you know, African American hair, but it's not fully like white. It's kind of a mix, and it's very thick. She can't do her hair like her little friends was doing their hair. Like, it didn't look the same. So when you're a little kid, like 5-6 years old, and like most of your friends are white and most of your friends have certain types of hair, you want to be like them, you know, and all you want to do when you're a little kid is like be like the rest of the kids. And it's just not reality, you know what I mean? But so yeah, I mean, there was times where like kids would pick on her, whatever. All the girls went through it. But yeah, I think it builds character though. It teaches you how to, like Lisette said, stand up for yourself,
have thick skin,
how to deal with adversity and get through some of that stuff. I
love that beat.
But yeah.
Well, you guys, we just wanted to share our experience. What we went to go see was a car, and they basically had us waiting the entire time and never even checked on us, didn't ask if we needed help, yet catered to everyone else around us. And it was just very, like, so disrespectful, and just the way when they did approach us, how they approached us, like we didn't have enough to even be there. It was just disgusting. So I just wanted to come on here, share our experiences with racism, and let you guys know it's not okay. If you guys see it, say something. If it's happening to you, speak up for yourself. But I love you guys. I'm sorry this was a little bit of a heavier type of video, but I feel like it's something that needs to be said, especially using my platform for good. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let us know down below if you've ever experienced anything, and if you guys have, I'm so sorry. On behalf of anybody else that's treated you like crap, we love you guys. No matter your race, no matter your shape, no matter your size, we love you all. So thank you guys so much for watching. And we got a lot of videos coming up this month, you guys, so stay tuned. Yeah, I love you. Anything you want to say?
That's it, baby. All right, y'all. We appreciate you. Holla at your boy.
Bye.